Now let's get into this funny Marco situation with Bobby, because I just think it's just crazy. Because I think that when it comes down to them, like early on, he did give Bobby her big break. However, I would almost like to argue that Bobby has been doing her own thing since. And I think that Funny Marco looks back on it and he kind of regrets giving her that big push. I feel like everybody on the internet, I want to say the B word, but you can't say too much of those words. But they beat her into just feeling bad, like she took something from him. So that's where we got the video where she gave him all that money and was like, I just want to be nice and like, thank you for helping me and everything. Because I think people wanted her to do that. Like, hey, I'm going to pay you for all the, like, you giving me this style, you like allow me to make money, all of that, because a lot of the times, I don't know what it is, but I've been seeing this in a lot of the times in like black culture, that people feel as though if they show you something or you're doing something similar to them, they feel as though that you need to give them some sort of amount of money for like reparations, for lack of a better word, just for the simplest thing. I don't know what's going on, because other people supposed to be giving us reparations for taking advantage of us and other things, and the maltreatment and slavery and all of that. But a lot of black people be feeling like if they even do it amongst other black people, they don't just do it like with white people or like different like race people. They do it amongst each other, to where if you show somebody something, it ain't just for free. It ain't just, or if you're with somebody at a certain time frame and something magical happens, all of a sudden people get it in their mind. It's like you owe them something. Like, oh, had I not gave you the push, had I not shot you out, if it's all of that, don't do it. If you feel like somebody gonna be indebted to you for like you giving them a push, then don't do it. And I think that's what happened to Bobby. She got beat by a lot of African American individuals, to where she started feeling like, yeah, I should do right by her, like do right by and do my big one by Marco, because I did take his style. I do owe him something. And even when she gave him that, it wasn't enough. And it's crazy, because when she breaks down the issue with the tour situation, it's like, wow, because you're the one who suggested that you guys go back on tour again, only for you to decide that she just is not, doing the job that you feel as though she should do, as if we all don't know. Like, she just literally stands there, and that's her commentary, and people find it comical. Maybe her very being is funny to some people. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't have to do as much. I don't know. But whatever it is, people are buying into it and they're putting money behind it and they're entertained by it, whatever. I just think that if you did not want her to do it, you should have had that energy off the rip. And you know what I'm saying? You wasn't giving her a lot of kindness, especially during her situation with her divorce and all of that. I felt like you could have been a little bit more kinder towards her. And I want to also give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, he didn't know what was going on. He just felt like maybe she didn't care about him, or she, did not value him, whatever it is that she felt. I just think that Marco's handling this entire situation very poorly, because it just feels like she's doing everything, and even that's not enough. Like, what do you want from her? Like, come on now. She's trying to show you like, hey, I want this as much as you do. I'm willing to put in the work, but I have to do it at my pace, at my level. And you can't make people be more than they are. You should know people before like presenting them with opportunities. You asked this girl to go back on tour, and for you to, like, I don't know, get upset about her comical style, especially when you knew what you was getting into, especially when you introduced her to said comedy style, is just awkward and weird to me. But they went back and forth, and I don't even know why he brought this to the internet at all. You should have canceled it in silence like you did the last tour. But he brought it to the internet, child. Started telling y'all on the internet what happened with Bobby, why he don't feel like he want to go on tour with Bobby, how, people put their money towards certain things, and they put their money towards Bobby. You know what I'm saying? I seen Bobby go to the hood, child, the hood. And they just love her. They got all that, you know what I'm saying? I understand the comedy world is different as well. However, I think that you could have definitely helped her, especially since you saw something in her to even give her the request and ask her for y'all to do something together. I don't understand this wishy-washy behavior. I feel like Marco does a lot of gaslighting behavior to where he like will put something out there, and if it's not going the way you want it to go, you find problems with it, and you self-sabotage. I think, in my opinion, I just think that this entire situation should not have been brought to the internet. You don't owe us no explanation. You should have just canceled silently, because everybody looking at you sideways, because that forced Bobbi to have to address it on the internet, and now y'all both addressing stuff. A mess. But y'all listen, like, let me know what y'all think, okay? Love y'all.
All right, Marco, I guess this is how we're doing this now. I saw your video. Not gonna lie, I was a little shocked. So here's my version of what happened. Last year, we were supposed to go on tour, and I backed out last minute because my husband had just left me. I just had surgery, and I was super nervous going into this because I was not prepared. And I text Marco, and I said, Marco, I'm so sorry to do this, but I am so depressed right now. I literally want to myself. He doesn't reply to me, and then he unfollows me. I woke up from surgery actually to him unfollowing me. And not only that, in the coming weeks, he would go on multiple podcasts and talk about how much he didn't fuck with my style of humor. Fast forward some time, I'm in Vegas doing an interview, and he bumps into me, and I'm like, oh, hey, stranger. He's like, let's go on tour again. I'm like, all right, fine, let's do it. During this tour, I'm trying my best. Every time I'm telling him, like, Marco, he's like, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm like, Marco, I'm trying my best, but, like, it's hard for me to get out of my comfort zone of, like, I have social anxiety, like, debilitating social anxiety. That's why this whole thing of me, it's not fully a character. I actually am socially awkward. I'm socially awkward. It's embarrassing. I don't want to be, so I lean into it. And I am doing my best on this stage. Our last show, I try my best to get out of my comfort zone. I drink a little, and I thought it went so well. I was like, Marco, I did everything you said, and, like, I actually felt really good about it. I felt like I really got out of my comfort zone. I really felt good about it. And he's like, yeah, you killed it. It was great. Fast forward a couple more weeks, and I hear from my team that he canceled it, and I'm like, what the hell? Marco canceled the show. Like, why? They're like, I don't know. So I'm, like, calling him. Doesn't answer me. I'm like, okay, congratulations on the baby. Doesn't answer me. He just won't answer me, but then he's tagging me in posts of Taylor Swift dancing and being like, that's Bobbi. And I'm like, okay, at least we're still cool. Fast forward to today, and I get tagged in a video of Marco standing by a pool talking to everybody about why he canceled the tour. I don't know anything. Anyway, with all of that said, I'm going to go on my own tour since you don't want to go on tour with me anymore. And it's going to be funny. It's going to be great.
And now with the Bobbi tour, I love Bobbi to death. Bobbi's a good person. You know, I feel like everybody good. Let's be real. Like, I don't have shit bad to say about nobody. But when people pay their hard working money, I really, really care about that. So when I'm on stand-up tour and I'm selling out these tours, and then me and Bobbi be able to come together and people are paying their money to come see us, I really want that to get better. I don't want it to be the same. I don't want to take nobody money if you can't get it again. Let me start there. Let me say that. If you can't get the money again, you don't need to be doing it twice. That's like with anything. With promo, if you're doing promo, don't be out here trying to scramble for money and take people hard work money to just do it and use your platform and then go about your day, because it's about like a relationship. A relationship is very, very important. So the fact that I feel like I did stand up before and I'm still doing it. So I understand, I'm learning how to entertain a crowd. And it's not the same thing that you get on Instagram. This is real life where people are going to look and they want the energy and they want the feeling. And I feel like Bobbi was stiff a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, hey man, let's really, really work on this. Like, and I paid script writers, like, let's really get him a show. And where she told me, that's not me. Bobbi was like, my comedy is me not talking a lot. And I'm like, shit, this is different. Like, you could do that on the podcast, but in real life, this is different. So her comedy was different from what she said, from what she wanted to bring to the show, which I can respect. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing about me getting mad. I'm not saying you're doing nothing wrong. I can't, but I just don't agree with it. I can feel like I don't agree with it. You feel me? The same way she probably don't agree with what I do. So you're not wrong for how you feel. But again, when people pay them tickets, and I just feel like, and I'm trying to put a production show together, and then you're not saying nothing, and I'm up there trying to talk, and I'm like, hey, Bobby, and you're just like this. It was just like, it was hurting me. Because I know people are paying their hard, like it could be their last money. It could be, they don't care about it. Like, I got the money. But again, if you don't pay to see something twice, I don't want to do it again. And I wanted it to get better, but Bobbi was just in her ways of doing it how she wanted to do it. And I was in my ways to do it how I want to do it. So nobody's in the wrong when it comes to that. But on my end, to explain to y'all, I just wanted more out of Bobbi. I wanted her to dance more. I wanted her to talk. And the audience was, hey, believe it or not, a lot of people was coming to see her. So, like, her fan base is big. A lot of people were seeing her. You know, as much as I'm selling out on tour, a lot of people was coming to see her. So that was a beautiful thing. So I'm happy, like, man, they coming to see her. Like, hey, this, you can go along with this. Like, you can really make your podcast go live and taking it and bring your other guests on there. But again, she was doing it her own way. And I want entertainment. I want you to learn something. I want you to laugh. I want you to walk away and be like, damn, that was a good ass show. I don't want you to be like, yeah, it was all right. Because like I said, when people just think about money, that's what hurt their career. So it's a lot of times I had to turn down a lot of money because I just feel like it just wasn't good for my brand. Or it just wouldn't be, I wouldn't take it as serious, you know? And I don't want to play with nobody's money. Like, I'm not the person that do that. And I feel like the world just feel like everything's about money and they play with people's money and they want it. But again, it's just about if you get it once, how can you get it again? Can you get it the same way you got it the first time? So understand that everything's not about money. Like, money is a reward. So once you tap in with yourself and you realize this is power and this is power, like your brain, your mouth, and your actions. Those are the three powers. Your brain, your mouth, and your actions. That's what's going to bring you the money. But people don't want to use the brain sometimes, or they don't want to use your mouth, or they don't want to use the action, and they just feel like they should get paid. So that's why I feel like I'm thankful to be able to go on tour. And I told my cameraman to pull up some clips. I like how my shows are going, so I want y'all to come see me. So I want y'all to see these clips real quick. And hopefully they showed y'all and y'all back here. But I want y'all to come out and see me, and it's a whole nother different spotlight. I want y'all to learn about marketing.